So today we are going to talk about gratitude, the alchemy of gratitude, the magic of gratitude, and today we're going to do a deep dive with our fellow coach known as Amruta. Amruta and me have worked together and has been knowing to each other now for quite some time now. And quick introduction about Amruta. Amruta is a gratitude coach based out of Melbourne. She has led workshop sessions to help successfully establish the habits of being grateful. Her heart led intuitive approach with customized practices has helped several people understand the importance of gratitude and apply it easily. She runs focused group coaching to help others to positively help themselves. Amrita enjoys writing on several self help topics such as healing through energy mapping, words, contemplation. She is a trained meditation teacher who loves her inner communion time. She enjoys traveling, exploring ancient places, beach walks, and forest dozing. The entire panorama of her life is about living an awe inspired life and seeing the magic everywhere with her husband by her side. I wanted to welcome Amrita today,
Thank you,
and
Kapil.
who is also a book author uh, of a beautiful book in my hand, The Alchemy of Gratitude. And today's conversation is gonna around how you can bring the magic in your life with gratitude. So welcome Amrita and thank you for accepting this conversation. And I'm sure this is gonna be helpful to many of the viewers here and around the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Kapil, for having me for this chat.
Yeah. So Amrita, uh, gratitude has been a buzzword everywhere. I'm hearing from last 4, 5, maybe 10 years now, and this has immense helpful to me, immensely helpful to you and the people around. But I just wanted to make you understand in this busy scenario of where people are hearing this gratitude everywhere. What's your brief understanding about the gratitude?
Well, I could also ask you a simple question. What does every human being want? They want
Yes.
happiness, right?
Yeah.
So, gratitude is making a record of all the reasons for happiness in your life. It is taking the time out to understand that you have been blessed. Blessings are coming your way every single day. And to understand and savor life in a very different, sweet way is what gratitude will do to you if you have this kind of a practice. I would say that's a short answer for this.
And often I have seen people moment. I mean, I have been coaching people now quite some time, and first time when I introduce this word to them, if they are not aware, they say, "Okay, I do you mean I'm being am I not being thankful to what we have? So how it's different than being thankfulness and what you're talking?"
It is actually the same thing.
Okay.
Sometimes we feel that why is there an explicit need to say thanks if I'm happy, if I'm feeling good? Am I not in that state already? That's a really good thing if you're already there. What a habit does is basically it sets in you a particular way of doing things every single day. So most people will say or give thanks when they're in a good mood, when things are going their way, when life is going their way. And when that stops happening and they are not getting what they want, then suddenly it's like they're not thankful, they're frustrated, they're irritated. And that's where the habit kicks in, where you realize that you give thanks despite your happiness or sorrow because you understand what life is all about. You understand the journey of ups and downs and you ride the wave with gratitude. You don't ask for things to change, you don't ask for anything different, but you're saying that whatever comes along, I'm blessed. It's for my good only.
Mm.
So if people are already thankful, great, they're doing it. But I'm sure all of us can do a lot more in counting our blessings.
And I'm sure it is much deeper. To my
Mhm.
understanding, yes, it begins with the thanks and really a feeling of being thankful. to what they have versus what they don't have it. But often, as in habit patterns, unconsciously, we we tend to notice what we don't have versus what we have it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what's your thought around that? How can we, how an individual
Mhm.
can go beyond thanking so that, you know, they can focus on what they have versus what they don't have it in their life.
I think there's a very simple way to test this out. Maybe
Yeah,
just anybody can take a pen and paper, write down everything you have received in your life so far.
yeah.
If you're 10 years old, if you're 30, 60 years old, whatever it is, just write down every single thing you can recall. And on the
Mm,
other side, just write what you don't have in your life. Say if you
mm,
want a promotion, you want a song album, you want to get married, just make a list of what you think is missing.
mm,
I'm very sure if people do this diligently and with
mm,
honesty, the
mm.
left hand side list is going to take pages and pages of a
Yes.
lifetime of blessings versus what you think you don't have. And
Mm,
then when that perspective shifts and you realize every single day that you're alive, you're breathing still, things are
mm,
coming your way, then you'll realize that what is actually missing in my life is so small.
mm,
And instead of it being missing, it starts to become your expansion state.
mm.
So, the most important thing about gratitude is it changes your outlook from deficit to fullness.
Goodness,
You see how much has come your way.
yeah.
And you have to make a record of it, literally, quite literally,
Mm,
because you can see for yourself the data shows that yes, I have been happy in the past and I will continue to be happier in the future.
yeah. Beautifully said. Mm. And I'm sure uh, many people would agree to this thought that if we start writing what we have, it will be having tons of what we are blessed with in our life.
Hmm.
Yeah. And one thing magically struck my eyes on this page from a book is gratitude works multidimensionally. And for the moment, I thought, okay, gratitude is to have some feelings and, you know, feeling great about yourself, feeling great about your life, being fulfilled. How this multidimensional aspect coming here? So I would like to know your views around.
Mhm. I think now would be a good time to talk about what a desire is.
Yeah.
If you take the heart region, right, or the heart chakra of our body, that's where a desire emerges.
Yeah.
If, for example, somebody wants a promotion, okay,
Mm,
now that sensation, that first desire comes into the heart area. Our
mm,
brain is the command center. So once there is a coherence between the brain and the heart, the brain accepts the command, let's start doing things in order to get the promotion. Right? You might start studying something, you'll get a certification, you might take some classes, meet some mentors, do industry networking, and all that. Once you get the promotion, you have assumed it's going to make you happier. That's why you were pursuing it, right? You were chasing it. That fulfillment is also in the heart, right? So the loop is completed. But that's just one of the things you want, right? You also maybe want an ice cream. You
yeah.
want to go watch a movie. Desires are not desires only if they're big and major life milestones. Every
Yeah.
single day we are filled with desires that we want to kind of execute in order to make that day productive or happier or whatever it is that you aim for, right?
Mm, mm,
So when that is happening, and when I say multidimensionally, it's because there's a churning of so many desires at the same time.
mm,
And when fulfillment comes, it's not one at a time, right? It's not like you're going to get a promotion right now and then 10 days later you'll have an ice cream and something else. Many things can coexist at the same time.
mm,
It helps you understand that all of the power is in the current moment. Sometimes we're living too much in the past, we're too much in the future, but everything, all the energy kind of gathers and saturates in the present moment because you can't give thanks for something that you know, is outside your current thinking. Right? If I'm sitting with a list and paper right now, what's coming to my mind makes me more mindful.
yeah.
And then when it spreads to different parts of your life in your relationships with your colleagues, with your neighbors, strangers, anybody, right? That is another dimension of relationships that gets affected. So it starts seeping into all parts of your life slowly and steadily. That's why I've said it's kind of multidimensional. It's not like you just after one thing and you get it, then you run after the next thing and you get it. It becomes a part of your existence in itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Um, Something beautiful. It is very close to my heart. A difference, key difference that you have beautifully identified between the happiness and the joy. And one of the line which struck my eyes is joy is our natural default setting. Babies are the proof of it.
Hmm.
And reason being, I got stuck because one of the things which I've noticed in my life has been when you look at the babies, they are the pure souls. And most important thing is, I don't remember any human being on this planet, if they look at the baby and then don't smile at by looking at
Hmm.
a gratitude, a natural fulfillment, being a feeling of being whole comes in that very moment you see it. And I have a baby at my neighbor, and every day when I feel exhausted and I take a break and I go to her and then uh, take her in my lap, and then within few seconds I'm like my entire aura has changed, my
Hmm.
entire um, hurt has been expanded, and I can't explain that in the words, but yeah. So that is my idea. So what's your idea about being joyful and happiness? And before you even explain that, I
Hmm.
wanted to give a beautiful distinction, which is you have written in a very beautiful way in a table here. Uh, Joy is permanent and happiness is temporary. Joy is original and happiness is carbon copy. Joy is infinite in supply and happiness is finite and limited. And everybody is looking for happiness. So are they looking for a temporary thing? And they are not even aware about what is permanent. So
Hmm.
just throw some light on that.
So it's very easy to kind of explain it in Hindi. It's
Hmm.
the same difference between Sukh and Anand,
Yeah.
right? When you say somebody's Sukhi, somebody's happy, there's a lot of pleasures. The five senses are satisfied, things are going my way, that kind of a thing. A lot of outer circumstances are under my control, or at least going as per my wish.
Hmm.
Now, when that is happening, what gratitude is doing is it's telling you where is the source of it. Say, for example, my family, my job, my this, my that is giving me so much happiness today.
Yeah.
Something changes, something shifts, right?
Hmm.
Then that source is no longer giving me that joy. Now it's giving me tension, right?
Hmm.
Some there's conflict in relationships, or maybe there's a restructure in the office, or there's recession. Now things are getting out of my control. Now I start getting worried. All of these sensations are happening inside our body, right? So when
Hmm.
somebody makes me happy, the sensation is inside. Somebody makes me worried, it's also inside.
Yeah.
Even though there are outer elements and they are the triggers and the stimuli, the sensations are all within me.
Yeah.
So this tells us that if I have to change my sensations, if I have to understand where is that original copy versus the carbon copy, the original copy is within your heart, because, and that's where I said babies are the proof of it, because they're fresh from the divine realms.
Yeah.
They don't have any needs, they're not possessive, they've not been conditioned to the world. They just
Yeah.
need food and sleep, they just need to be played with. They have very little needs,
Yeah.
right? So they're so pure from that joy from where they've just come from. And
Hmm.
over the obviously course of time we undergo programming. That is the natural state that we already have, and that is where we were supposed to start off. It was a jump start to
Yeah.
actually become more joyous. And of
Yeah.
course we do acquire things from this environment. We have our fame, our possessions, our achievements. All of that is for expansion, so that
Hmm.
whatever joy we had as babies, it is supposed to increase 10 times, 20 times.
Yeah.
Your promotion, your family, your hobbies, all of that is supposed to expand your heart even further.
Yeah.
But we get worried and we contract it. So when
Hmm.
that becomes limited and once in a while, that's happiness. That's your senses, your pleasures are being satisfied. But when you're in that baby kind of a state where your inner world is at peace, it understands that original joy, and the outer things are supposed to add to the joy, not take away from it.
Hmm.
So that would be, I would say, the subtle differences between the two.
Yeah. And this also very close to my heart because I'm a great um, follower of and this approach of inside out.
Mm.
So what you are from inside is what you are seeing it outside. It's not the other way around. But the word is aligned, and including my understanding and including my upbringing has been always been an outside in approach. But now since um, with God grace awareness has been rising up, and I'm saying no, that's not true, that's lie. So
Mm.
it's who you are from inside, which is a joy, and that's why you're looking at it. So classic example is if you are joyous from inside for the moment, and when you and somebody you're seeing something is not happening right,
Mm.
you tend to either ignore it or you tend to either give them the blessings
Mm.
rather than indulging in it. Whereas if you are into the state of frustration already,
Mm.
and you see something is happening which is not okay with you, which is not right,
Mm.
you indulge yourself into that, and you become the part of it.
Mm.
So who you are from inside starts first, and then accordingly you respond to that situation. Whereas the world, what we are seeing, which is very visible to us, is, oh no, that's not true, he made me feel this way.
Mm.
So what
Yeah.
what is your understanding about this, and link it with
So
gratitude as well?
absolutely. I think we are all bound by the cause and effect law. There are
Yeah,
no exceptions to it. So
yeah.
when you talk about what is happening on the outside, say
Hmm.
for example, and I've mentioned this in the book also, when you see an apple tree above the soil, you know
Yeah.
inside is an apple seed. No
Hmm.
exceptions. There's not a
Hmm.
mango seed inside it. There's
Yeah.
not a orange seed inside it. So if the outer world is considered that tree and the inner world, the soil is inside you, the consciousness of who you are. So if on the outside you're seeing things like people are not getting along with you, you always have conflicts, you always see the worst of humanity, the seed has to be inside you. Only then can the tree look like that from the outside. So the reflection is not like it's not supposed to look like me by image. It matches in my consciousness.
Yeah. It
And that
matches.
is the exact reason why some people don't have these experiences at all. Their life is very smooth and easy going because that's the seed in them. And the outer world shows it. It's like a mirror,
Yeah.
right? If I stand in front of a mirror and there's something here, I can't touch the reflection, right? I have to touch my face where the seed is. Then the reflection automatically changes.
Yeah.
So it is the best way for gratitude, especially because when you start giving thanks and not just for happiness, for also the things that cause you pain, you're
Hmm.
trying to say, I'm here now to reverse engineer. Let me understand why is this happening so frequently with me? Why things don't go my way? Why
Yeah.
do I fail so often? That
Hmm.
reverse engineering will help you because you'll be like, okay, these things are informing me
Hmm.
that this is a seed inside me and I need to change it or do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very natural to understand it that way when it comes to seed example. If you are putting in pomegranate seed, pomegranate tree is gonna come. If you're
Mm,
putting in apple seed, apple tree is gonna come.
mm.
It, that we can see it, but probably there is an amnesia in
Yes.
us that we don't recognize who we truly are.
Mm.
Oh, are we an apple seed from the core? If yes, then we are gonna give that, right? But looks like our understanding needs to be a little corrected there.
I mean, it comes back to the baby example. I would
Yeah,
say babies all around the world are naturally happy.
yeah,
Forget their background, which country, religion, gender.
yeah,
Across the board is the same experience.
yeah,
And now look at grown-ups. What went wrong?
yeah,
So if we were supposed to struggle in life and go through all of these motions, from the
yeah,
start, babies would be angry and frustrated and whatnot, right? Why not start? Why should I have to be happy first and then become sad later in life, right? If
yeah,
all of us were given the exact same platform as children, then
yeah,
something has changed in between, right? that
Yeah.
adults become grumpy and frustrated with everything. So, were we not supposed to expand our joy? I mean, what's the whole point?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why, and the law of cause of effect is so binding on everybody that
Yeah.
you and I cannot change it.
Yeah.
I can only check that if I'm not getting the results I want,
Yeah.
then I just look at myself, the soil of consciousness which is within me, to ask
Mm.
myself and introspect just a little bit. That if
Mm.
I'm saying that people don't get along with me, for example,
Mm.
is there a conflict within me? I don't get along with myself. I don't approve of myself.
Yeah.
Then I'm saying, okay, all of these people, all of these beautiful souls in this way of conflict are informing me that I need to change myself and I'll get a different result. Course correction, right? Yeah. So gratitude helps you do that because then you start giving thanks for these people. You stop blaming them. Who's going to show you, right? Who's going to be the mirror for you? These people are the mirror, the most difficult, stubborn people in your life.
And I would request every viewer who is watching this go to this table, which clearly defines the beautiful difference between the joy and the happiness. And I feel this has been a very basic understanding before you even go for the gratitude work, deep gratitude work, so that at least you're aware of who you are really and what you are seeking. So once you have that difference in your mind, it's very easy for you to apply that and shift from external to internal, and make your life peaceful, joyful, loving, happy, joyous. All right, I'll move on quickly now and see if anything. Yes, the practical part of it, the
Yes.
techniques. And one of the beautiful thing which I have noticed in this book which you have written is it covers every areas of your life. It has not left anything.
Hmm.
Every area of the life, whether it is your health, whether it is your career, whether it is your relationship, whether it is your spiritual growth, and whatnot, whether it is about what money you have, what wealth you have, what houses you have, all your possessions, everything right from the scratch. And that's the beauty of it. And so my one of the things which I have seen has helped me particularly in gratitude is gratitude for what you have, as you said about health. For example, if I'm walking and
Mhm.
taking the stairs and stepping down from the stairs, maybe 30 stairs, and if I don't have those two legs,
Hmm.
who am I? And how I'm gonna be with that? And it's so easy for me to step down 30 stairs with these legs. Wow, I'm
Yeah.
so grateful for that. And one of the recent I remember one of the recent conversation when people ask, how are you doing, Kapil? And I've started practicing it, saying, I'm living, my dear friend. And
Hmm.
initially they said, okay, everything okay with you? I said, yeah, everything okay. I'm living, I'm breathing.
Yeah.
So this itself shows that you are acknowledging that you are experiencing this beautiful world.
Hmm.
These trees, this nature around, these people around, these cars, these inventions. Without this, you are nowhere. You
Hmm.
can't move from one place to another. So tell me a quick thing about gratitude for health. What is the one formula you have
Hmm.
applied? I know you have applied many personally, I know,
Hmm.
but what is the one formula you have applied when it comes to health?
I would say bathing ritual. Every single day when you're bathing, you have a very heightened sense of perception of your body.
Yeah.
Give thanks to your body as you apply soap on it on those different parts. It's a
Mm.
very big team of billions and trillions of cells who are only dedicated towards you. Their only
Mm.
job is to keep you safe and protect you. Give thanks to
Mm.
your whole team, whatever your name is. My name is Amruta, my whole team of Amruta. I give thanks for them every single morning.
When you say team, what do you mean? Can you explain that a little more?
The group of cells, the whole system, the whole body, physical body,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I say, for example, I work in a certain company, I have these friends, I have this and that, everyone is a part of my life.
Yeah.
But who's dedicated to me 24/7 is this team, right? All of
Yeah.
these cells only and only work for me, for my happiness. Who else is there in the world who's ready to do that for anybody? In the same way it is for you.
Yeah.
So bathing ritual, I think, is very powerful. It gives you a very good head start to the day.
Can you give a live example when you say breathing ritual and probably a demonstration of that?
So for example, if you're washing your hair while you're bathing
Uh,
and you're, massaging your scalp, thank your hair, whatever condition it is in, appreciate it. It is yours, right? Be possessive about it. Thank your neck. Like we're doing this call right now, I'll be like, thank you for my voice. I'm able to share my understanding, my wisdom. Thank you for my hands, like your legs, you said. I can walk
yeah.
down 30 stairs.
Yeah.
All of these are at your command, right? Who
Yeah.
else in the world is listening to you all the time? Your body. Maybe your parents don't listen to you, your spouses don't, and kids don't, but your body listens to you 100%.
Mm.
Appreciate it all the time. And because of the body, right? Because we're not in spirit form, we're encased in a body. It's letting you
Mm.
do and play in this world. So while bathing, wherever you're applying soap, hand, legs, knees, and especially if some part of your body is paining, you need to send waves and waves of gratitude towards it because it's hurting and you really need to appreciate it.
But we take it for so granted, right? Because I do have an experience of having my hands and legs and eyes and ears and nose since my birth,
Mm,
and it's me. I mean, like,
yeah,
so it's so ingrained in me that I don't even notice them. They're working 24/7 for me.
yeah.
So, what's your experience around that? How do you?
It'll make you notice you through pain. Tooth
Sorry.
pain, headache, backache, knee
Uh,
pain, leg pain. It'll remind you it's there.
uh,
And
yeah.
then you'll be like, oh my God, I miss those days when I could, I didn't have a headache and I wish it's gone and all of that. And all of the things, all of the pain messages in the body. I've also written that as error messages of the body that you've deviated from your joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is why something is hurting within you. Because
Mm,
again, the experience of the world is within you. So something got trapped, something is stuck,
yeah.
and there's an error message in the body.
Mhm. And when it gives a signal, it reminds you, oh, I need to notice what is ignored,
Hmm.
right? And come back.
Your body is the dearest thing to you, it's the closest thing to you.
Yeah.
Nothing else is that close to you. No
Yeah.
matter how much you rely on your relationships, no matter how much you are, associated with your work or anything, everything is possible only because of your body, because you woke up today. And that's where you start and that's where you end your gratitude. It's a magnificent piece of, you know, I would consider it as a bodysuit for souls. Like, if you went to Mars or something, you have to wear the astronaut suit to survive in the environment. So when souls are
Mhm.
incoming on the earth, this is the bodysuit you have to wear, while you're
Body
doing your
suit.
thing here.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wearing this body suit.
Which is rented, by the way. You have to give it up once your
Yeah.
time is up.
It is temporary and I'm wearing it. Beautiful. And I just wanted to read few lines from this.
Mm-hmm.
Try speaking these sentences to your body, such as I love you so much, my body, maybe my hands. You're doing
Mm-hmm.
so well. You're able to hold this. And I'm proud of you for walking 13,000 steps yesterday. Wow. Yes. And I'm thankful for you. I'm glad that you have given me this mobile phone to live in on this earth trip. And I love you. Yes, thank you. And I can see gratitude while combing your hair, gratitude while brushing your teeth, gratitude while peeing and pooping even.
Yeah. A good washroom cycle is very important to feel good.
Yeah.
And that's where I've emphasized how important it is that these ordinary things also you appreciate.
Yeah.
We think we'll appreciate life only when something great happens.
Yeah.
But every single day great things are happening.
Mm.
And we don't need pain to tell us every time to pay attention to our body. You don't
Mm.
need, like, constipation to tell your body that you like it. You want to brush your teeth every day so you don't land up at a dentist's office. All of this is caretaking. You can service your car, right? Why can't you service your body? So it's just the same thing.
What I felt and my experience has been, I think it is before we even start the gratitude, I think the relationship has been missed. There's a
Mm,
there's a disconnect. There is a relationship. There's no relationship. I'm using it. I'm taking it for granted. I just used it. I lifted and I drank this water and then I
yeah.
just kept it. And my mind is not, I'm not even aware that I lifted. I have the capacity to lift this cup with
Mm,
my fingers and hands, and my mind is giving this command. And so I think to me, this body has been a beautiful divine gift,
yes.
and which is a unique thing in me, and so with everyone else. And once you have that attitude, and I just wanted to share it. I was not doing exercises.
Mm,
I was doing exercises 2 years back, and I there was a period of 1 year where I left everything, and it was so hard for me. I was struggling to get back onto the track. And I remember one fine day when I have built that relationship with my body
mm,
and said, and it was so natural to me, it was not very superficial, it was very deep within me. And I said to myself that I know I have not served you from last 1 year, this body. And maybe I have just not served my legs, no legs
mm,
exercise, or maybe my biceps and the chest part and abs and things like that. And I know you are working so hard for me for 45 years now.
yeah.
And this is the time I wanted to serve you back.
Mm,
And you don't believe, from that day, I think I'm non-stop doing in exercises. And there's something
fantastic.
shifted in me, and I was so grateful because that link was established, that relationship was established. I was not
Mm,
taking it for granted, and it just worked miraculously. So
superb.
so this is my just small experience.
It's
My
it's a it's a very profound experience because now you've actually acknowledged its presence,
yeah.
right? Because we understand that the soul has been given a body to do. For example, if you were sleeping at night, right?
Yeah.
The body is kind of parked on the bed for the night for 8 hours. Yet in your dream state, you can fly, you can go to other countries, you meet people, everything is happening
Yeah.
despite the body not being at use at that time,
Hmm.
right? And then when you come to waking consciousness, then again you get up and you start doing things because of the five senses to touch, feel, taste, and all. To have that physical experience, we are here to use the body in order to experience those things,
Yeah.
which we stop experiencing when we go to sleep. So
Hmm.
it it's it's really hard to describe. I think, like you said, you have to establish a relation with your body. That is the first step. Yes.
And I also wanted to share, I have a car which was dented and I was not taking care of it. And every
Mm,
day my son used to tell me, Papa, when are you going to fix it? And every time I used to see that, I was having the pinch, yeah, I'm not fixing it because काम तो चल रहा है ना. And
mm,
then I did it recently, and my son said, Papa, you have done it. You got the new one. It
mm,
seems. I fixed my bike and the car. He noticed that bike, and he said, it's a new one.
mm,
And for the moment I realized, yes. And I was like, okay, I have ignored you for so long, my dear bike. Thank you
mm.
for serving me from last 15 years. And
And
I
it doesn't stop serving you, even if you ignore it.
non-stop. And
Mm.
I'm so thankful to the divine, to the God that allowed me to serve you back now, because it is very unused, not so frequently used thing.
Right.
So I said, okay, एक किकी तो मारनी है, 5 kilometer distance and come back
Mm.
every day, and then just not do not take it. But important aspect is whether it's your body or things around which you are using it, acknowledge it. Be it this cup,
Mm.
be it this laptop, be it
Mm.
the specs, which is giving you the beautiful uh, image,
Yeah,
clear image.
indeed.
Yeah.
In fact, we do say, right, that the body is a living temple of the divine. You're carrying the divine around you, like the cup you showed, or like, you hold a lamp and there's a light inside it and you use the lamp and go everywhere. So the lamp, that light is inside us. All of us are living temples. So
No, we all know that gratitude can do so much to our life. I would like to now go into the little deeper conversation around the gratitude, that how it has personally impacted your life.
mm,
It really works so that I'm sure people can see the new possibilities in themselves.
I would say I think that practice started a few years back,
Yeah.
but it really developed during COVID time, when I think a
Mm.
lot of these outer sources of happiness were taken away from us.
Yeah.
And then you still have to find some balance, some joy, right? I think it helped me turn inward. It helped me
Yeah.
rely more on myself than on outer things.
Mm.
Practically speaking, I would say things like shopping went down,
Mm.
movies, TV, cell phone, all of those things gradually came down because you're not satisfying yourself that way anymore, right? So then you realize, oh my God, I'm feeling so content and so peaceful with whatever I have. The needs go down a lot. And I think once I started kind of practicing it myself and sharing it with others through meetup groups, I realized it was making such a big difference in people's lives. Just making a quick list of giving thanks. It also led to gratitude for Earth being created. So me and my husband Shripad started it, and we started conducting these awareness sessions on gratitude as a mental health tool. And once we did those sessions and I started documenting about the effect it had on people, it
Mm.
led to the creation of the book.
Mm.
So it has all been a wonderful journey, I would say,
Mm.
from my own personal journey to now kind of sharing it with others. And it has helped me in so many ways. It helps with the Monday gratitude post, right, on LinkedIn. So just to solve a basic problem, why on Sunday nights are we habituated to feeling dull and upset and not ready for Monday? Why? It's just
Yeah.
become a habit. So the
Yeah.
Monday gratitude post is to change that habit again and again. It's just repetition of that gratefulness feeling.
Mm.
So all of these things have emerged from this practice, which I feel is now a part of me, kind of contributing in a way to the world,
Mm.
because I feel quite strongly about it.
Mm.
And that's why all of these sessions that I host, I do private coaching also, so it kind of helps people see and kind of have a balanced view.
Yeah.
And that balance first had to come in me. Only when
Mm.
I felt that it was firmly established in me, because then only I can actually solve somebody else's problem, right? Unless I have not practiced myself.
Yeah.
So it has been absolutely phenomenal for me, the transformation, and I couldn't help but tell others about it. It has completely changed my life around. Just giving thanks. That's it. Nothing major. Not doing anything out of the way.
I have seen people telling, Kapil, nothing is changing for me when I'm saying just thanks. So I'm sure there's something beyond
Mm.
that deeper acknowledgement
Well, you
of,
have to mean it.
yeah.
You can't mechanically write a list. It's not a to-do list,
Yeah, it's not a to
right?
do. Yes.
The way
Yes.
you said that, the way you picked up the cup,
Yeah.
you understood it, right?
Yeah.
If I just write, oh, I picked up the cup, it doesn't mean anything. But if you actually understand the mechanics, you understand how it has helped you, then you will develop a deep appreciation for it. What it is doing is, it again, like I said, in our heart region, that is where the desire originates and it also fulfills. So somebody saying, I'm stuck, is that heart energy which is stuck, because now you've put yourself and committed yourself in 10 things that you want, and you're saying, I'm not going to be happy until that's fulfilled. I'm going to wait. I'm going to pause my life. I'm going to be sad and upset and frustrated all along the way until that thing happens, right? And this is where the law of attraction also comes in. So, have you heard of the law of assumption?
I've heard about it, but yeah, less
Yeah.
understand. Please help.
So it's the underlying law for the law of attraction. Why people feel stuck. The
Mm.
law of assumption says that whatever is your desire, new desire that is emerging, you're assuming it's going to make you happier. That is
Mm.
why it has emerged. I'll tell you, when I was also back in India, right? And we had a two-wheeler, and they used to show these cars and their advertisements, and the same four people are sitting in the car and they look happier. I
Yeah.
didn't have a car, but the image was inserted in our minds that that is happier. That is an assumption. I don't know. People, everyone has cars now, and look at the traffic jams. They're again going to bikes because that is happier for them now, right? So that assumption is your desire is going to make you happier than today. Now you can fulfill your desires in two ways. One is through deficit and one is through fullness. What does deficit say, which I just said, is I'm going to be sad and frustrated and unhappy till that happens, right? I'm already not seeing what is in my life. And when I get those things, I want to make a song album, I want to buy a house, I want to have a farm. I'm still going to be unhappy that time because the assumption was there's a deficit. I'm still trying to use things to fill myself up, that void or whatever, and it's not working. When you assume from a sense of fullness, you're saying, I have received so much so far, and my expansion is going to take place, which is in relation with the expansion of the universe. Scientists say the universe is still expanding, it's getting bigger and bigger. We don't know its extent. And because we are a part of the same cosmos, we also have the same nature and essential quality. We also want to expand. So you're saying, I have come this far, now this is my next level. This is my growth. That is a state of fullness. So you have to decide where you want to assume from. And then you will attract whatever it is that you desire. Because then after you get that thing, the novelty wears off, right? So was it the thing you wanted then? So you buy a new house, for example. In a couple of years now, that's your new normal. Now something else is emerging within you, right? But the thing is, what is your process? Are you going to be unhappy throughout and then just for a little bit feel something good and then again go back to being unhappy, to go back to being deficit?
This is a very deep topic, and I wanted to demystify it a little bit more by sharing something, and tell me if that understanding is also aligned with you. This deficit thing, this one point which was coming to my mind was that you are already that, basically, right? I mean, for example, there's a very subtle difference. For example, if you are desperate about something, that means you are operating from a deficitness.
Yeah.
And then once you have that, you realize, oh, this is not what I really wanted, because इसका तो कुछ फर्क ही नहीं पड़ा. And then, it has gone into the okay state. Yeah. It has come, okay, fine, what's the big deal kind of situation. And there's another side of it, another side of the desire, when I'm not desperate, I'm not needy. I want that. And it is an optional thing. But I still want it. But I'm not really obsessed with its outcome. And for example, maybe a career thing. I'm not very obsessed. I want that. I wanted to work towards it. I'm working towards it, but I'm not very obsessed with it. And so do you think, can I say that when I am in the state of the want, I'm fulfilled? And when I'm in the state of the very needy, I'm deficit state? Can I say that?
Yes, absolutely. It just depends where your current point of attraction is when you're thinking of your new desire. So say, for example, I want to go on a vacation. Do I want to go because I'm so frustrated with my work, I'm burnt out, I just want to get away from my office? That's your deficit state. Because after your vacation, you'll still be stressed out because of the thought that I have to get back to that world, right? I've seen so many people who are still unhappy after getting exactly what they want, because that's their nature. It is not that thing. And in the same way, if you're saying, I want to go on a vacation because I want to rest, relax, I want to take a break, I want to recharge myself, that's a whole different way of thinking, right? Because I appreciate my body, I appreciate time off, I appreciate, time with my family. That is a state of fullness. Again, same thing. Vacation is exactly the same thing. It is not supposed to start triggering you and stimulating you to think, oh, okay, vacation is going to change my life. It's not going to change your life unless you change your inner state of being.
You
Yeah.
can have a vacation in your balcony.
Yeah.
A cup of the tea. Yeah.
And gratitude is like that. Gratitude actually puts you in a state of vacation for prolonged periods of time. And a lot of people think, oh, am I just going to have like a goody life? There's no drama, no tension, tension and drama kind of gives you the spikes, right? It keeps you on your toes. But gratitude is actually above happiness and sorrow. those waves and the cycles of up and down will keep going on in life.
Yeah.
But you are saying that, okay, I'm going to be a part of it, but still I will maintain my inner peace.
Help me understand how can gratitude be helpful to fight the fears?
Oh, that's such a beautiful topic. Okay, let me think. Do you have an example of a fear? There's so many of them. Um,
Maybe
mm,
I want something in my life, but I'm
mm,
not really sure if I really get that.
mm,
And it's around the relationship. It's my
mm,
personal desire. And I'm fearful to have that proposal posted to my family members.
mm,
And I have tried that, but I got rejection. So I'm fearful. So
mm.
probably a gratitude exercise. Oh, yeah, this.
So let's talk about fear a little bit, the vibration of it.
Yeah.
Fear is an animal instinct,
Hmm.
right? There's a part of the animal brain that we have that tells us to run away from danger. In this
Yeah.
case, this is emotional danger
Yeah.
from the family.
Yeah.
A human being is I would say it's a spectrum. One hand, it's the animal body, animal instinct, and the other side is the divine instinct, which we call love, inner love, or the actual joy. So when you're closer to fear and you desire from that state, you want something and you fear that that kind of approval may not come, the animal instinct is stronger at that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you go from a place of love, the divine instinct within us is stronger.
Hmm.
So it is not the proposal that you're making to the family or whatever it is that you want. It is the state in which you're trying to attract it.
Hmm.
So you don't have to give gratitude for that thing because obviously the desire has not manifested yet. You give gratitude for other things in your life. Say your job, your health, your vacations, every other part of your life that you think is working. Get into that state, and from that state, kind of cast the spell.
Hmm.
Don't cast the spell from being, in a state of, oh, I'm not sure how this is going to go, or I'm going to be doubtful, or this is not going to happen, it's going to get rejected.
Hmm.
So, again, that is a state of fullness.
Yeah.
Put yourself in that and then go for the new desire. Because then you're saying, like I said, the law of assumption. I'm assuming that if my family accepts that proposal, I'll be happier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just last question to before we wrap up this conversation for now, and I'm happy to have this for the second time as well as a part two of our
Part two.
part two of it. I'm seeing there's a lot to unlock. I'm realizing it now. Much to discuss and share, but in interest of the time of yours and mine, what is one actionable item other than writing and being thankful and other than maintaining the relationship? What is one other actionable item you have
You mean
used?
other than like journaling or something?
Yeah, maybe other than journaling and acknowledging, okay, I'm thankful for this, I'm thankful for that. Yeah, I'm feeling it, still writing it.
I think it's very easy to find a friend and do this with them or with your family member or anything to make a ritual.
Yeah.
What I usually do is I have a lot of WhatsApp groups and chats. In the morning, I'll start, and then it could be in the form of writing, it could be a voice message, or I'll just call them.
Yeah.
And I don't have to say I am grateful for. It is not a mechanical use of those words. I actually express my joy.
Yeah.
That is what I want to do, and I want to share it, and I want to tell others about it in whatever way I want.
Yeah.
You can say it out aloud. You can say it to yourself. You can do it when you're in the train, you're in the car. You can use your five senses. Just look around. If you're seeing a sunset, just deeply appreciate what your eyes are doing. You don't have to write, I am grateful for a sunset. You
Yeah.
actually have to be grateful for the sunset and give thanks for it. And understand that what experience it caused in you. Or if you had a great coffee, or you heard some nice music, or you touched a dog. Just in the moment, really appreciate what is happening. That's it. The gratitude is that. Gratitude is not writing it. It is feeling it.
Feeling it. It works chemically, not mechanically. Yeah.
Exactly. And unless your heart region shifts, you have not done it properly.
Yeah.
You will know when you've done it right.
Yeah. What is the I know I'm asking one more last question. What is the tangible benefit for the people who, let's say, I do this gratitude work, deep gratitude for an entire month or 2 or 3, what
Hmm.
is the outcome they can have in their life? What is your, you are meeting multiple people around gratitude actually. So
Hmm.
tell me, what is the actionable result outcome you have seen in people's life?
One thing is change in their health.
Yeah.
They're feeling much more better inside. So there's a direct impact to their immunity, how easily they may not be falling sick anymore, their strength, perseverance. Second thing is their energy levels are high as a result because
Mm.
you're stayed in a high state of vibration as often as you can possibly be. So what happens usually, we come back from work, we're tired, we're exhausted, and we not don't get that kind of good time with our family. When you're grateful throughout the day, your energy stays high. So you have time for your hobbies. People will be like, oh, I can't go to the gym, it's been so much traffic, I can't use my free time properly because I'm tired. Right? You're tired because you're depleting yourself by thinking about things you don't want. Right? So increased energy is one thing. Anxiety and stress go down significantly because anxiety is basically what things are not going my way.
Yeah.
Right? When you're grateful, you make a list of all the things that are going your way. So your brain starts to change.
Yeah.
Right? There's an actual change. Your relationships improve. And vibrationally, you start to attract people and circumstances which will give you more reasons to give thanks in the future. So you may change your cities, your relationships might change, a new job comes along, a new idea comes along, maybe. Because now you're vibrating at a frequency where you're saying, it's not the thing, it's not the idea, it's not the startup, it's not my song album, it's not the second kid, but it is the experience, that assumption I'm going to have that this is going to expand me. These are the direct changes that happen in people's life.
Loved it. Thank you. And I also wanted to remind everyone of it, a do-it-yourself guide for reducing personal suffering and increasing collective joy. This is the book. Please get the book if you haven't, and I'm sure it is gonna make a significant impact in your life around gratitude. And it's a very, very simple exercise. Amrita, if someone wanted to reach out to you, how they can reach out to you?
Well, you can email us at gratitudeforearth@gmail.com
Okay.
and write to us. And you can find me on LinkedIn also. It's the same handle on Instagram as well, Gratitude for Earth. So more or less it goes by the same name everywhere. So on social media.
Yeah. All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
I
Kapil.
really wanted to
This has
thank
been
you
wonderful.
very much. Yes, I really loved it. Love the energy, love the openness, and we'll come back soon again. Thank you.
Thanks, Kapil.